CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Thursday, March 30th, 2017. Still one more day in the first quarter tomorrow. If you want to follow us on Twitter, please go to CATEX TV. Italian police said a few minutes ago that they've arrested 3 men, Kosovars, sympathetic to the Islamic State on suspicion of operating a jihadist cell in Venice. Apparently, the 3 men had discussed blowing up a historic Rialto bridge going over one of the Venetian canals. Police have been monitoring the group since last year by tapping their phones and bugging their apartments. And what had emerged in their communications they intercepted was disturbing and worrying. A comment made after the March 22nd knife and truck attack or car attack in London came out as follows: considering how many infidels, one of them said, there are in Venice, we could get to heaven right away by putting a bomb on the Rialto bridge. The police say that all 3 lived in the historic center of Venice. Lloyd's of London announced their 2016 operating results, revealing a decline in its underwriting profitability. The combined ratio increased up to 97.9%. But its pre-tax profits were flat at £2.1 billion because of investment returns, which offset the weakness in underwriting. Underwriting has become increasingly less profitable at Lloyd's. This has been admitted by senior executives late last year. The combined ratio at the Lloyd's market declined from 7.9% from 90% in 2015, hitting 97.9% last year. This is as higher major claims of a little bit over £2 billion struck the insurance and reinsurance markets operating there. This translated into an underwriting return of only £500 million, down from £2 billion in 2015. They did manage to see an investment return of 2.42%, which came into about £1.3 billion. Compared to £400 million in 2015. So that £900 million surplus, or difference I should say, kept them static insofar as profitability goes. The fallout from Cyclone Debbie continues to rack Australia. These are going to be some significant insurance claims when they come in, and as we've reported, most of these claims will already go to the reinsurance market because the deductibles and the limits have been met in the primary market. Australian authorities say that about 40,000 people have been evacuated to higher ground to prevent flash flooding. The capital of Queensland, Brisbane, was hit with 8 inches of rain in only 2 hours. More than 2,000 schools throughout the state have been forced to close. Authorities say that the schools will remain closed at least until Monday. Yesterday afternoon, there was a serious head-on collision in Texas between a pickup truck and a church bus that killed 13 people. The accident occurred about 75 miles west of San Antonio on U.S. Route 83 near the town of Concan. There's been some sort of a fuel leak in Bermuda that has been plugged, a fuel leak which brought the arrival of 2 international environmental consultants at the Rubis facility in St. George has been plugged up, according to the company. The leak has been stopped, with work now focusing on minimizing any impact of the spill. There appears to be no immediate health and safety risk, said the Minister of Environment for the Bermuda government. It's a little bit unclear as to the size and extent of the spill. Local residents have been told to call authorities if they notice the smell of gasoline and not to use their wells. As I say, it's not known whether this is a fuel leak or a tank rupture, but whatever it is stopped. 5 people have been confirmed as dead now. Their bodies have been found in a helicopter crash in northern Wales. The helicopter had taken off yesterday afternoon from Luton, an airport in London, and was on its way to Dublin. It had disappeared and gone out of radio contact, and it was thought that the helicopter had crashed in the Irish Sea, but in fact it was found in the mountainous region of Wales. All 5 on board were killed. They have not been identified yet. The helicopter was a Eurocopter AS-55, a twin Squirrel made by Airbus. It has a cruising speed of 140 miles per hour and a range of about 440 miles. If you look at the helicopter on the internet, it's a fairly small piece of equipment, and to be going out over the Irish Sea, and that was a little bit surprising. The United Kingdom government has opened a 6-week consultation on the reform of the Ogden discount rate for personal injury compensation. This, as you know, last month when the UK Chancellor of the Exchequer announced the Lord Chancellor, I should say, announced the change in the discount rate from 2.5% down to minus 0.75%, caused an uproar in the insurance and reinsurance industry. This is the discount rate that's applied to lump sum payments to those seriously injured or killed in accidents. The Justice Ministry said, as a result of these discussions, that it's considering changing the legal framework for setting the rate, including the investment portfolio risk assumptions the current structure makes. This is key. The way the current law works is that the existing framework assumes that the recipient of the lump sum would invest the entire amount in inflation-adjusted UK government debt, which has possibly the lowest interest rate returns that exist anywhere, rather than putting the money in a Standard & Poor's 500 equivalent type fund, which is where most people would put the money. So this is something that, if it does come to pass, would greatly relieve the uncertainty associated with this kind of risk. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.